let's stand nice and tall, feet under our hips, roll our shoulders back, maybe closing the eyes, really letting go of all outside thoughts, plans, and ideas. Just bringing the awareness inwards. Really check in with your body. Notice how it feels tonight. If there's any aches and pains, maybe from some shoveling yesterday or whatever reason, we just really want to be mindful of them during our practice. Hopefully we'll ease some of that stuff out. So gently roll the shoulders back, and we're going to lower our chin towards our chest. Find some length in the back of the neck. And then gently roll your ear towards your shoulder. Come back around, opposite side. Excellent. A couple times each direction. From here, let's bring our ear towards one shoulder. Doesn't matter what side we begin with. We're going to pick up the opposite hand, flex the wrist, press away through the palm. We're feeling that stretch down the length of the arm, into the neck as well, and just breathing deeply as we hold that there. So the more you warm up, maybe you can press your hand a little bit further, but if it's too intense, just bend the elbows slightly. We'll release the arm, bring our chin through center, opposite side. So opposite ear, opposite shoulder, opposite hand comes up, flex the wrist, press through the palm gently away. Good, and come back. Chin to chest and lift it back up. Let's wake up our hip flexors, our thighs, our glutes. Do a couple marches. So in place, we're just going to lift our knees up towards waist height or so, trying to keep our abs pulled in for a little support. So we're not counterbalancing those legs by leaning backwards. We're standing nice and tall. Maybe we can add a little circular motion every time we lift. So this is similar to what we would be doing on the mat, but we're working against gravity. We're working a little bit faster, so we're warming up those muscles just a little bit more. Maybe the opposite direction. Need to think about it for a second. Good. All right, bring both feet back to the mat. We're going to reach our arms up overhead. Take the right hand, place it around the left forearm. Reach up, lengthening the body, and then reach your arms over towards the right. So we're finding length through the left side of the torso, maybe even into that left hip flexor, keeping the shoulders back, the biceps next to the ears, breathing deeply throughout. Good, let's come back through center, switch sides. So right arm up, left hand around the right forearm, lengthen, grow nice and tall, and then reach over to the left. Excellent, let's come back through center. And now we're going to bring our left foot and step it behind the right foot. So we're just crossing our legs at the ankles. Reach the left arm up towards the sky, right hand around the left forearm. One more time, reach up and over to the right. So make it a little bit deeper into that left hip now that we have the ankles crossed. Good, let's come back through center. Switch feet, so left foot under the left hip, right foot behind the left ankle, right arm up, left hand holding the right arm, reach to the left. Keep lengthening through the fingers, keeping the shoulders back. Excellent, let's come through center, release our arms, bring the right foot back to the right side, maybe roll the shoulders back. Good. Interlace our fingers at shoulder height and reach the knuckles away from your body, really rounding your back now. So knit your ribs towards your hips, hollowing out through the abdominals, lowering the chin down towards the chest. Lift the chin up, roll the shoulders back, stack them over the hips, and we'll switch directions. Hands behind the tailbone, interlace one more time. Start with the shoulders, roll them back and together, lift the chest, and then reach the thumbs away from the tailbone, tilt the chin upwards, and breathe. Good, let's release. And again, shake it out. Step towards the top of our mat. Let's begin our sun salutations. So feet are under our hips. Shoulders are back. We're standing tall in mountain pose. Let's inhale. Exhale, palms together at the center of our chest. Inhale, lift the arms up, gently arch back. And exhale, forward fold, fingertips all the way down to the mat. Bend your knees a little bit if you need to. It's our first one of class, so be gentle. Inhale, right leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up. Curl the right toes. Exhale, left leg back to plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower, knees, chest, and forehead, or chaturanga. Inhale, slide forward, press through the palms, lift the chest, look upwards. Exhale, curl the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward dog. Inhale, right leg forward, left knee down, foot flat. And exhale, left leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, release, arms by the sides. Inhale, exhale, palms together. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, forward fold, fingertips down to the mat. Inhale, left leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up. Curl the toes. Exhale, right leg back to plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower, knees, chest, and forehead. Inhale, slide forward, press through the palms, lift the chest, look upwards. Exhale, curl the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward dog. Inhale, left foot forward, right knee down, foot flat. And exhale, right leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale, palms together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up. Curl the toes. Exhaling, left leg back to plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower, knees, chest, and forehead. Inhale, slide forward, press through the palms, lift the chest, look upwards. Exhale, curl the toes, hips up and back, downward dog. Inhale, right leg forward, left knee down, foot flat. And exhale, left leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, release, arms by the sides. Inhale. Exhale, palms together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up. Curl the toes. Exhaling, right leg back to plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower, knees, chest, and forehead, or chaturanga. Inhale, slide forward, press to the palms, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left foot forward, right knee down, foot flat. And exhale, right leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, release, arms by the side, shoulders back and away from the ears. Take a nice deep breath. Good. All right, so let's move on to some of our standing asanas, standing postures, starting with triangle pose. So let's take our right foot, step back, astride. Remember, we want perpendicular feet, left heel point towards the right arch. Arms are extended at shoulder height. Keep reaching through the fingertips throughout. Let's inhale and exhale. Reach the left fingertips towards the top of your mat and then hinge sideways directly over the left leg, creating space to the right side of the torso and the left inner thigh. Breathe deeply. Rolling the right shoulder back, stacking it over the left. Excellent. Let's take one nice deep breath. Exhale, press into the feet, come all the way up. Let's bring our hands down to our hips. And we're going to rotate our hips towards the top of the mat, rotating the back foot as well. We're going to go into pyramid. So rotate that right foot, the back foot, parallel with the left foot. Stand up nice and tall, stacking the shoulders over our hips to begin as we inhale. Exhale, hinge forward, keeping a straight line down the back of the body from your head to your tailbone. And pause when you feel that left hamstring begin to lengthen. So we want to feel a stretch. It shouldn't be painful. Just hold it there, breathing deeply. Noticing the other muscles like the quads, they tend to really clench here. Try and let them relax. See if you can sink your torso down a little bit lower as you do so. Those of you I can see tonight, Eileen and Kim, you guys look great. Everyone else, I hope you look equally good. All right, let's take one more breath. And then as we exhale, drop your hands down, round the torso down, deeper, bringing your chin towards your chest, looking back towards your knees. And just breathe into the posture. If it's too intense, lift the chest back up slightly. Again, find that point of stretch, but it shouldn't be painful. Okay, let's take our right hand. Let's place it under the right shoulder if it's not already there. You also have the option of bringing it along the left foot or shin. We're going to lift our left hand into Revolved Triangle. So usually we move down into this posture, but today we're just actually going to lift the left arm and shoulder up into it. So press through the right hand to use it as an anchor as we unfurl the left arm, reaching it up towards the sky, stacking it over the right shoulder, and rotating the chest towards the left wall of our room. Finding that length and that deep stretch down the outside of the left hip and thigh. Let's take one more deep breath. Exhale, lower the left hand, square the shoulders, and step the right foot forward next to the left. Come into a forward fold, tuck the chin towards your chest, let the upper body just hang. Become a rag doll, let everything relax. On your next exhale, press through the soles of the feet and slowly round up. Rolling the shoulders back, stacking them over the hips, lifting the chin off the chest, coming back into mountain pose. Take a deep breath. Excellent job. Opposite side, left foot, step back for triangle, hips, shoulders, and chest towards the left edge of your mat. Glance down, check your alignment of your feet. Extend the arms, inhaling. Exhaling, reaching the right fingertips towards the top of the mat and sideways directly over the leg. Good, let's exhale, press through the feet, come on up. Keep the right foot where it is, but we're gonna rotate the hips, shoulders, and chest and back foot towards the top of our mat. So again, squaring off the torso, bringing the left toes parallel with the right foot. Hands come to the hips for pyramid, roll the shoulders back, inhale. Exhale, hinge, keep that straight line. Find that length in the right hamstring. So it may come sooner on this side, one side's always a bit tighter. Just move gradually. Pause when you feel that hamstring stretching. Relax the quads, the calves. And on your next exhale, round forward. Drop your fingertips down towards the mat or towards the right ankle, rounding your chest, and face in towards the right leg. Good. From here, we're going to lift into our Revolved Triangles. So plant the left hand under the left shoulder if it's not already there. And we're reaching the right hand up, opening the chest towards the right wall of the room or the right edge of your mat, reaching the fingertips all the way up and breathing deeply. If this is too intense, lift the left hand and place it along the right shin, or if you've got a block handy, use the block under the left hand. Now that we're not meeting in person, I've got this huge crate of blocks, the ones I used to bring to class, all sitting here. I wish I could share them with you virtually. All right, one more breath. And exhale, right hand back down towards the floor. Press the left foot forward, come into our forward fold, and hold it here. Nice deep breath, looking towards your knees. All right, from here we're going to lift into our chair pose. So our feet should be under our hips, parallel to one another, toes pointing forward. And remember, as we sweep the arms forward and up, we're countering that movement by reaching the tailbone back behind us. So on our next inhale, sweep the arms forward, bend the knees, reach back through the hips, sink down into our chair. Sometimes we can get a little bit lower when we approach it from a forward fold versus a standing position. So you should feel your quads, especially the glutes and the hamstrings, begin to really warm up, building strength throughout the lower body as we hold this squat. You can keep your arms at shoulder height, or if you prefer, you can bring them to your heart. Focus the eyes on a point that's not moving and keep breathing deeply. Excellent. Let's fold forward. Knees are bent. Plant your hands, and we're going to walk our feet back to a plank, okay? So draw the abs in. Keep the hips down in line with the body. We're building strength here, not only through the abs, but the lower back, the chest, the shoulders, the quads. I mean, we've got a lot of work done for one posture here. If your feet are together, walk them wide enough apart that your own foot could lay sideways in between, because we're going to move this into a side plank, okay? So your own foot length between your toes. Pressing into the palms, we're going to drop both heels down towards the left edge of our mat, press into the left hand, and lift the right arm up. If this is too intense, bend the bottom leg and bring the left shin down to the mat. If you want more of a challenge, stack the right foot on top of the left, or float the right foot up towards the sky. That'll turn on that medial glute. But keep pulling the abs in. We're really focusing on the obliques here. Keep breathing. Let's take one more breath and come back through our plank. If you need to take a break in child's pose, go right ahead. Meet up with us whenever you're ready. We're going to hold this for a couple breaths before we rotate to the opposite side. If your feet have become close together again, walk them a little bit further apart. And now we're going to move to the right side. So drop the heels down towards the right edge of the mat, press into the right hand, lift the left arm up. Again, you can always bend the right leg, bring the outer shin of the right leg down to the mat. Or you can try one of those variations we tried on the previous side. Great job, guys. Keep breathing. Let's come back through plank. Lower the knees. Sit back on the heels, gradually. Maybe you want to keep the arms outstretched, get a little more space through the upper back. If you find that your breath is ragged, maybe you don't want to lower your forehead to the mat quite yet, you can bring it to a block, bring your head to your hands, or stack your fists and let your head rest on top. Totally up to you. But nice full breaths. Breathing into the back of the body, expanding the rib cage, both sides. Excellent. Let's come forward and come back into downward facing dog. Hips up, heels down. Maybe pedal the heels a couple times, finding length through the back of the legs. And on your next inhale, take a nice big step forward with the right foot. Plant it between your hands. Maybe use your hand to get it into place. That's fine. But keep in mind our alignment, knee over ankle. Press back through the left heel. Maybe wiggle the foot back a little bit if you can. We want to keep the left knee straight. And let's hold it here, breathing deeply. Excellent. Let's lower our back knee, flatten the top of the foot to the mat. We're going to move into lizard. So you're going to pick up your right hand and place it on the mat again between your left hand and your right foot. And then walk your right foot a couple inches towards the right edge of your mat. Make space for your torso. Take an inhale. As we exhale, we're bending our elbows back in towards the torso. Working on lowering our chest down towards the floor. If it's available to you tonight, maybe bring one or both forearms down to the mat. You can again stack your forearms on a block if you've got one, or maybe it's just one forearm that's down tonight. Okay, so any of those are great options. If it's neither forearm, that's totally fine. Just keep the elbows bent, keep the chest as low as you can. You'll definitely still be getting a stretch through the inner thigh and through the left hip flexor. Good. Let's straighten out our arms. Walk our right foot back in so it's in front of the right hip, and then place the right hand on the outside of the right foot. Curl the left toes under. We're going to move into our high lunge, so you can stay here if you like for now, or you can rotate the left heel to the mat or come onto the left ball of the foot. Your choice. Regardless of the position of the left leg, the important thing is that we turn on the right quad and press down as deeply as we can into that right foot. So on your next exhale, begin to press, inch your hands off the mat, roll the shoulders back, and let's bring our hands to prayer position. Holding it here. From here, we're going to move into a warrior two. If your knee is off the mat, you're just going to rotate the heel to the mat if it's not already there. If you're down in a knee on the mat variation, I would suggest you rotate the back heel now and then use your hands to walk up to your thigh, rolling the shoulders back. All right, so whatever that left leg position, let's work on rotating left shoulder back so it's in line with the left leg. And we have our arms directly over our thighs. Flip the right hand up, reach the right fingertips towards the sky. Let the left hand relax back towards the left leg. So these are some challenging lunges, working big muscle groups. I'm quite warm. I hope you guys are too. Let's take one more breath. And then exhale, windmill both hands down, framing the right foot, rotating that back leg so we can lower the left knee to the mat and come back to our low lunge. Excellent job. So from here, walk the hands back, straighten out the right leg, lift the toes, and fold forward over the thigh. We're going to hold this for a couple more breaths, breathing deeply if you'd like to intensify this stretch. So this is considered a half split. If you'd like to work on intensifying it, we would slide our right heel out in front of us. So that adds not only the hamstring stretch, but you're adding a hip flexor stretch on the left side. So you can play around with that, or if you're perfectly content with just the hamstring tonight, that's totally, totally fine, okay? Excellent. Let's begin to walk our hands forward, lower our hands to the mat on either side of the right foot, and we're going to step back to downward facing dog. Excellent job. So pedal out those heels. You should feel a difference between one leg and the other. So now we're going to even it out. All right, so switching sides, we're going to take a big step forward with the left foot, starting with our low lunge. Hips are down and forward. So let your body relax, let your hip drop down a little bit, sinking into the posture. Excellent. Lower the right knee to the mat if it's not already there. Let's take our left hand, pick it up, place it between our left foot and right hand for lizard pose, and walk the left foot a couple inches to your left, making space for the body. And then gently bend the elbows. So lower your chest little by little. This side may be different than the previous one. If you can, we're working on getting the forearms down to the mat. Excellent. Straightening out the arms. Good. Walk the foot back in a couple inches so it's in line with your hip. You have the most support that way. Bring the left hand back out to the left side. So from here, we're going to move into that high lunge. Again, you can keep the left foot down, rotate to the heel, or come to the ball of the foot. Now that you know what's coming with a warrior two after that, you may want to plan differently on this side. But again, you can always adjust later. So let's press into the left quad, into the left foot, turning on the quad, inching the shoulders back, coming into that high lunge, stacking the shoulders over our hips. So wherever our right leg is, we still want that alignment. Breathing deeply. Excellent. Now we're going to keep the left foot where it is, and we're going to open into warrior two. So the right heel has to come down to the mat. So if you're from the ball of the foot, rotate. If you've got that heel down already, you're just rolling the shoulder back. If you've got the knee, we got to lift it up, okay? Arms reach out nice and long. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Feel that left quad really working to keep the body nice and steady. Good job, guys. Let's take one more nice deep breath. Flip the left hand, reach the left fingers all the way up towards the sky. Excellent job. Let's come back through warrior two, and then bring both hands down to the floor, framing that left foot. Rotate the back leg, lower the knee down to the mat if it's not already there. And let's walk our hands back, hamstring stretch, lifting the toes, folding forward. Feel free to try that split variation on this side, reaching the heel forward if you like. Good, let's pull it back in. Wiggle it back in, however it works. And we're going to step all the way back to downward facing dog. Excellent job. Let's lower our knees down to the mat. Place them under our hips. Walk our hands in if you need to make sure that they're under the shoulders. And moving with the breath, let's do a couple cat-cows. So exhale, really arch the back. Draw your chin towards your chest. Use your abs. And then inhale, open up. Find length through the spine. Reach the crown of the head upwards. Exhale. And inhale. Let's do one more. Good, and then come to a neutral spine. All right, so curl the toes under. Let's gently sit our hips back on our heels, feeling that stretch through the soles of the feet. Excellent. Let's flatten the tops of the feet down, coming into hero pose. So if this is too intense for your knees or ankles, you can always grab a block and sit your hips on the block, or just swing your legs around into a cross-legged position or leg extended position. All right. So we're gonna take a couple of moments seated while we work on our arms and shoulders. So roll the shoulders out a couple times each direction. And then let's keep the right arm straight, just pull it across the chest. Use the left hand to pull it in a little bit deeper. We want to feel that stretch through the back or the outside of the shoulder. And we'll switch sides. So left arm, keep the elbow straight, gently pull it in using the right hand. Good, let's release. Right arm straight up, bend the elbow, left hand, pull the elbow towards the center. You want to keep your fingers and hands just relaxed between the shoulder blades. And release. Maybe roll the shoulders out once or twice. And we'll switch sides, left arm up, bend the elbow, right hand, pull the elbow towards the center. And release, roll the shoulders out. All right, so let's try and grab that hand now. So we'll take the right hand up, bend the elbow, use the left hand to slide the back of the hand up the spine, reaching for the right fingertips, grabbing a hold of the right hand if you can. If that's not happening tonight, you can always grab the back of the shirt or bring the left hand back up to the right elbow, just as we did in our last version of this posture. Let's release. Again, roll it out, both directions. And we'll switch sides. Left arm up, bend the elbow, right hand to the tailbone, slide it up the spine. It's always good to give the second side a try. This posture in particular is very one side dominant, so you'll notice a difference on one side versus the other. Good, let's release. Roll the shoulders back. And swing the legs around. Take a seat at the center of your mat. You can stretch the legs out if you haven't already. Maybe shake them out a little bit. And we're going to keep our left leg straight. We'll bend the right knee. Bring the sole of the right foot against the left thigh or calf. Remember, we don't want any sideways pressure on the knee joint. So sit up nice and tall, stacking your shoulders over your hips. Inhale your arms up. So we're creating a nice long line from our hands to our hips. Inhale, exhale, reach forward. Imagine someone's pulling your fingers towards them and towards your foot. So when you can't reach forward any further, drop the hands, round the chin towards the chest, and breathe deeply. So let those deep breaths relax the body. Maybe you can sink down a little bit deeper. And our right leg should also be relaxed. So even though we're really not focusing on the right leg right now, it might be tense, kind of gripping. Try and relax those muscles, maybe even place a hand on it, push it down towards the mat, let it relax. Good, let's inhale both arms all the way up. Keep that left arm nice and high. Right hand's coming just behind the right hip. Press into the right palm. We're going to lift our hips off of the mat, bringing the weight down into the right shin, the left foot, creating a nice long line down the length of our body. Keep reaching through our left fingers. Excellent. Ease the hips down. Lower our left arm back to our side. We'll switch legs. Right leg extended, left leg bent. Sole of the foot along the thigh or calf, sitting up tall. May need to adjust the sits bones a little bit. Arms up. And exhale, reach forward as we fold. Lower the chest towards the thigh. Let the head and neck relax. Breathe deeply. If you've got a grip on your foot or your ankle, think about lengthening the spine and flattening the body out along the leg. Good. Let's release. Come all the way up. Keep the right arm up towards the sky. Left hand just behind the left hip. Press into the left palm. Lift the hips up. Shift the weight into the left leg and right foot. Open the chest. Reach back through the fingers. Good. And ease our hips back down gently. Lowering the right hand. And now let's straighten the left leg out. So again, shake out the legs a little bit. Maybe pull the muscle away from the sits bones so we're really rooted down, starting with a nice tall upper body. So we never really do this one because we only have a 60-minute class and, we got lots of things to do. But this posture is actually a posture, meaning our hands are directly next to our hips, our arms are straight, and we're sitting up nice and tall. This is a classic yoga posture, and it's harder than it looks. Keeping your body nice and stacked, keeping it in alignment is challenging in itself. But I want you to think about that straight line running down the length of your spine from your head to your heels. From your head to your hips as we get this started. So let's inhale, both arms up, increasing that long line. Inhale. And exhale, reach forward as we fold. So keep that line nice and straight until you can't fold forward any further. Then drop the hands, pull the chin towards the chest, and breathe. Let your body relax, quads relax, hips relax, lower back relaxes. Maybe we can walk our hands a little bit further out. Good, let's inhale, both arms up. Come back to that nice long line. Then we'll place both hands on the mat just behind our hips. Fingertips pointing down towards our toes for upward facing plank. So let's inhale. As we exhale, press through the center of the palm. Lift the hips off the floor. Drop your toes maybe down towards the outside corners of the mat for a little bit more support. Keep working the glutes, squeezing them, drawing them in and up. And breathe. Excellent. Let's take one more breath and ease our hips down to the mat. Excellent job. Slide them to the center of the mat if they're not already there, and then roll your torso down as well. Okay, so let's walk our heels in towards the glutes, and keeping the left knee bent, sole of the foot on the mat, we're just going to reach the right foot up towards the ceiling. So a little modification of our hamstring stretch, hands to the back of the leg, just pull that leg in towards your torso, point and flex the foot. And now I'd like you to bend the knee about 90 degrees and hook it over the left knee. Okay? So as if we're sitting cross-legged. Our thighs are connected, right knee is stacked on the left, and we're going to bring our arms out to our sides and then gently lower our hips, or I should say our knees, down to the left side. So look over your right shoulder, and you should get a gentle spinal twist here. If it's too intense, lift the knees back up slightly. Good, let's lift the knees back up and bring the right foot to the mat. You can keep the right knee bent. Lift the left heel up. Grab a hold of the back of the thigh or calf, pulling the leg in towards your torso. Point and flex the foot. And then bend the left knee 90 degrees, and we're going to cross it over the right knee. Bring your arms to your sides, gently lower the knees to the right. Keep the shoulders planted and look over the left shoulder. Good, let's bring the knees back up to center. Keep the right knee where it is. We're going to bring the left foot back down to the mat. Both knees are bent. Reach our arms down alongside the body. Reach your fingertips for the back of your heels or ankles. So you may need to walk your heels in even closer to your hips. Tuck your shoulder blades under, lifting the chest slightly. We're moving into bridge. So let's take an inhale. And as we exhale, press into the soles of the feet. Lift the pelvis up towards the sky, draw the knees in slightly so they're in line with the hips, and we're really turning on and challenging the muscles of the lower body, including the glutes and the hamstrings. So as we hold this, don't let your hips drop. Keep pressing through the feet and keep the hips nice and high. Good, let's gently lower the hips down, and you can hug both knees in towards your chest. Maybe you want to rock side to side, massage the back a little bit. Excellent. From here, we're going to move into shoulder stand. If you'd prefer to do legs up the wall, go right ahead. If you don't want to do this at all, take your time and just relax on your mat. Okay, so we always want to move at our own pace. If you need to come down sooner, go right ahead. The important thing is we keep breathing throughout and feeling good throughout. So when you're ready, pull the knees in towards the chest, press through the palms to help lift the tailbone. Once the tailbone is up off the mat, we're bending our elbows, bringing the hands to the lower back, letting our thumbs wrap around our waist, and then easing the feet upwards. So while your legs are lifted, you can point and flex your feet, you can wiggle your toes, or you can just keep the legs steady. To prepare for plow pose, bring one leg over your head, reach away through the opposite leg. And then gently switch directions. And then begin to ease the toes down to the mat, coming into plow. Keep the hands on the lower back if the toes don't touch the mat. If the toes do connect, you can release the hands and interlace the fingers, bring the pinkies down to the mat. Good, let's bend our knees, slide the knees down the front of the body, gently lowering the back, and the tailbone, and then the soles of the feet to the mat. Take a couple nice deep breaths here, letting your body relax. And then with the left leg bent, pick up the right leg, place the right ankle on top of the left knee or thigh. Reach the right hand through the legs, left hand on the outside. We're going to gently draw the legs in towards the chest. So we're really going to feel this stretch to the outside of the right hip and thigh, maybe the inner thigh as well. hold it here, breathing deeply. If you're pulling your legs in so far that your tailbone is really high off the mat, try and still maintain a stretch and lower the tailbone at the same time. So just try and relax the body down little by little, but still pull the legs in. If you want to make this more intense, you can always bring your hands to the outside of your left shin, or you can straighten out that leg. But we didn't do our traditional pigeon pose tonight, so I'd like to hold this for a couple more breaths. Good, and let's release. So we'll switch sides, right foot to the mat, pick the left leg up, left ankle on top of the right knee or thigh, left hand through the legs, right hand on the outside. Gently pull the legs in. And as we hold the posture, notice if you can maybe get a little bit deeper into it. So either pulling the legs in a little bit closer or adjusting your grip. Excellent. Let's release our hands. Bring the soles of the feet to the mat. Keeping the knees bent, let's drop our knees out to the side. So this is another version of Baddha Konasana, which we usually do seated. By reclining, it changes that stretch a little bit. So we generally can't open the hips quite as much from this position as we could if we were seated. Just the kind of the natural range of motion in the ball and socket joint in the hips. But give it a try. Feel that length through the inner thighs. Let the outer thighs drop down towards the mat. You may need to adjust your hips a little bit. You might become more comfortable if they're too tucked under from that last position. And let's reach the arms overhead. Find length through the torso. Reach the arms over towards the right corner of the room. And back towards the left. And come back into the center. Bring your arms down to your sides, halfway between your hips and your shoulders. And we're going to move into our final relaxation. You're welcome to keep your legs in this position if that feels good, if you want a little bit more stretch to the hips. Or of course you can straighten out your legs, coming to our traditional version. Or if your lower back is a little tender tonight, try bending the knees and keeping the lower back a little bit closer down to the mat. Okay? So we always want to feel our best in Shavasana, in a position that we can be as relaxed as possible. So let's all close our eyes. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, letting your whole body relax and sink down deeply into your mat. And remember, you're home. No one can hear you. No one can see you. So if you need to take a couple extra big deep breaths, go right ahead. Now, as our body becomes more still, sometimes our mind becomes more active. So if thoughts start to pop into your mind, that's totally normal. It's okay. But just bring your awareness back to your body and back to your breath. Bring your awareness all the way down your body to your feet. And then mentally repeat after me. My toes, feet, and heels are releasing and relaxing. My toes, feet, and heels are released and relaxed. My ankles, calves, and knees are releasing and relaxing. My ankles, calves, and knees are released and relaxed. My thighs, hips, and buttocks are releasing and relaxing. My thighs, hips, and buttocks are released and relaxed. My abdomen and lower back are releasing and relaxing. My abdomen and lower back are released and relaxed. My fingers, hands, and wrists are releasing and relaxing. My fingers, hands, and wrists are released and relaxed. My forearms, elbows, and upper arms are releasing and relaxing. My forearms, elbows, and upper arms are released and relaxed. My chest, back, and shoulders are releasing and relaxing. My chest, back, and shoulders are released and relaxed. My neck, head, and face are releasing and relaxing. My neck, head, and face are released and relaxed. My mind is calm, my breathing is even, and I am completely relaxed. Gradually bring awareness back to your body. Inhale deeply, exhale fully. Gently reach your arms overhead. Walk the feet together and lengthen the body, awakening it. Reach your arms over towards the right side, and then the left left side. And roll back up to a seated position. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Peace Peace Peace. Namaste.